back. Okay, let's have a look at one of our really fundamental strikes called the Gua Choi, or the back fist. Now, with the back fist, we perform this action in many different ways. And we actually have different ways of generating the power for this strike. So today what I'm going to do is go through the basic structure of the strike when we're performing it in our forms, and then have a look at how we execute it when we're using it as a strike or a block, because it can be used for both, as most of our Kung Fu can. So the Gua Choi is a back fist, so we're striking not actually with the forearm or the back of the fist. Sometimes we may make contact with that. The most important thing about the back fist is that it's a fist, number one. Secondly, is that the wrist is very straight. You'll see people online doing back fists like this, right? So what that's doing is putting the potential for when you hit something. If you hit something like this and your wrist is already flexed, and then you put power through that, it's going to really put some pressure on the joint, if not break that joint if you're not careful. So the second thing is that when we strike with the back fist, we actually want to have the wrist and the back of the fist almost flat like this. You'll see then that the knuckles are slightly above the wrist, which means that when we hit out with our Gua Choi like this, then that means we're going to make contact with the knuckles first. Why would we want to make contact with the knuckles first? One, it's a harder part of our hand. Two, we're directing the force into a smaller surface area, which creates more fun for the other person, we'll call it. Okay, so the basic Gua Choi finishing position is 90 degrees at the elbow, wrist is straight, and the wrist is at the height of my shoulder. That's our finishing position in our forms. So I might do a back fist, but it finishes in that position, 90 degrees wrist shoulder. I might strike up in other things, and we always finish at that position, but we'll get to that later. So look at that position. You can turn and look at yourself in the mirror when you're practicing this, so that you can see if your wrist is straight, you're striking with the knuckles. If you have around a 90 degree angle here, 90 degrees means 90 degrees. So when I bring that down so that this is in line with my shoulder, this is still 90 degrees, like that, okay? So from here, let me show you the simple power generator. I say simple, not so simple. Take some practice. When we strike with the Gua Choi, we have this feeling of the arm unfolding from the chest, shoulder, elbow, wrist, fist, right? I liken it to, you know, those party whistles where you blow and it unfolds as you go, and it unfolds like that, okay? So I call it like the party whistle unfolding, right? So from here, you can start with the hand at the back, and you'll see that I start the motion here. And as the motion comes out, everything follows, and it's like a whip rolling out. So we have that whip coming out, and we finish in that position, okay? So you practice that unfolding. You can do it slow. Back of the shoulder pulls around. Elbow comes out, rolling out, and we have that whipping action to finish. So for the back fist or the Gua Choi, the most important thing is striking with the knuckles, wrist straight so that the wrist isn't bent so you don't hurt yourself, finishing position 90 degrees at the elbow, and lastly, we do the finishing position on the line of our shoulder. I'll move forward so you can see that. So when I do this as a strike, I finish it on the line of my shoulder, so that if someone was throwing a punch at me and I'm doing a back fist, I'm clearing this space. Watch this. So I'll get in line with you. You're in line with my head now. Say you're punching at my head. I clear across. You see how I'm blocking with the forearm here as I move that to the back of my shoulder. So our action there is not only clearing that space, but it's also enabling us to strike out at the same time. So when you're practicing your Gua Chois or back fists, make sure that that comes out from here and finishes in line with the back. so that you're looking in front of your forearm, not into your forearm or behind your forearm. You should be looking in front of your forearm. That's the correct way to generate the power for your gua choi when doing it statically here. There are some areas of our forms where we use a pulling back from horse to cat stance, and we generate power there through a pulling down action. And that pulling down action comes from sinking in the stance and also pulling down from the lats and the arm. I'll show you that this way. So we may have, I'll just start it from here, so we're starting from the same position. We don't start it from here in our forms, but for practice we can. I'm going to bring my right hand from my left shoulder. I'm going to turn into a cat stance like this, and I'm going to bring my hand out and whip down as I come back into my cat stance. Then I'm going to step forward into that. So you'll see here I still have the same action here that I did before in a static horse stance, but now I'm adding the rotation of the cat stance, the sinking of the cat stance, and the pulling down of my whole lat and back. So from here, like that, we're clearing and striking down. Now we want that to also clear through our face, so it's blocking, but that's also striking. So from here, pull down and then come back up. So that is how we can practice the gua choi. You do that on both sides, of course, practicing that full strike down, making sure, again, same function here, straight wrist, knuckles slightly in front. So you can practice that, elbow, shoulder, wrist like that, or you can practice it pulling down into your cat stance. So practice your gua chois, awesome strike, super powerful if you do them well. Practice, get really good at those.